You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Following After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Following After Show.
Look at him like that the whole show.
Welcome to the following AfterBuzz After Show, episode 13, The Reaping. I'm Joe Sanfelippo. I am joined, as always, by the magnificent Joseph Braswell.
The Reaping.
The Reaping.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm living the dream, man. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Excellent. We are also joined by Mr. Nando Velasquez, a.k.a. Kathleen Turner.
Tea.
No, I'm feeling better.
Oh, no.
Oh, Nando Vel.
I got some tea.
No.
Poor Nando.
I got some tea. I'm feeling a little better.
Excellent.
Jeez.
And sitting next to me is the lovely Julia Cearley.
Nando, I want you to feel
Poor
better.
Nando. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
We are here for the following, and this episode, this is my favorite episode of the season so far. This at the end was so much fun. I don't. You guys all. I watched it before you, but Mike Weston popping off.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did it.
He did.
He did.
Well, you know he's going to be a follower, so.
There's no question about it.
Well, he's doing Joe's bidding, right, Nando?
Totally.
As a loyal
About to
follower
be.
that he is.
Yeah.
All right, Joe Braz, tell me what you thought of this episode.
I love this episode, actually. I think it was, I've been very critical of the following. I feel like I've said it every week, but I've been very critical of the
You have been
following.
every week.
Okay. But this was fun. This was great. It was a very big surprise at the end. I don't know if it was fun, but, this is Mike Weston doing what we all thought he may do, and losing it. I like the fact the show is not afraid to take chances and shock. I mean, it's almost like you expect the worst because the show does that rather than the norm. So when the gun's held at Lily, I almost was expecting him to actually do it, and he did it. But it was great television, and it was after 15 episodes. Not 15. After 13 episodes, we finally did get to see Joe and Ryan in the same room together, and it was very funny as well. Ryan had some quips and some one-liners, and
He seems different this year, doesn't he? He seems like Kevin's playing him differently.
well, he's not an alcoholic, and he's
Once you're an alcoholic, you're always an
It's a little
alcoholic.
faster. Yeah, you are.
true.
That's just how that works.
You talking to me?
I'm just talking to everybody.
You looking at me right in the eye?
Don't get personal on this one.
You looked at me and you said that.
Nando Velasquez.
Guys.
What did you think of this episode?
I enjoyed it.
Say it again. I couldn't hear what you said.
I enjoyed it. I really liked, like Joe said, I really did enjoy the banter between Ryan and Joe, having them back together. We get to see Mike unhinged before he turns follower, but we get to see a Mike unhinged. So, in killing Lily Gray.
Yes.
And yeah, let me save my voice.
I love Judah romancing the stone.
John Wilder? You're John Wilder.
Joan, she's so hot.
She is so hot.
That Joan Wilder.
All right, Julia Cearley, what did you think of this episode?
I gotta say, this is probably my favorite episode of this season.
Yeah.
It was full of twists, and I guess don't give me that face. It was like it had appalling and shocking moments, which I was totally into with our guy Preston, with Mike Weston, and then with like you guys were just saying, the moments between Joe and Ryan. It gave us a lot of payoffs that I feel like we've been missing a lot in this season.
I agree with you.
That we well deserved.
I agree with
What did you think, Josanne?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I have all year long, all season long, been crying about the lack of Natalie Z. Mm-hmm. The Natalie Z not being there.
And then she shows up, and you disappear from this show for 3 weeks.
That's not fair. It wasn't 3 weeks, but I was not here. And And I have to say now, I have a ginormous Claire WTF. Like
You have temporarily been reinstated into the Natalie Z fan club. They took your membership away last week.
They can't do that.
They called us and they took it away.
I paid my dues.
No,
they can't just go taking it because I missed a show.
Or 2.
Or 3.
Was it 3?
I don't know.
It was 3.
Yeah, just
Natalie
making
Z
things up.
shows up. You're like, we're playing Ode to Joy. Hallelujah. I'm taking a vacation for a month. See you later. Take care.
Ode to Joy
Take
debate.
care.
Good night, Wisconsin.
In Rob's defense, I'm sure he was just locked up in his house just watching Natalie Z scenes over and over and over again for 3 weeks.
I didn't know you could burn out a DVR. Apparently, it can be done.
Challenge accepted.
You were saying.
I would say I had a Claire WTF thing with this episode. Like, why does she want to be on TV? Why do you want to be? Why would you come out of the bedroom and be like, hey, you need to put me on TV? That bothered me.
And why does Carrie not want to take advantage of that? So against her type.
Like, Carrie having a soul bothers me.
She said.
What's that?
She's doing it for Joey.
Right. The kid I have no investment in. I don't know. But this is so far my favorite episode, and it felt just about everything felt motivated, and I think the way they did it was by having everybody basically going, Joe, what are you doing? Like Emma and Robert, like having the sidebar, like, is this what he did last time? Is this how he blew it last time? That I think is it. That to me kind of gave the show some credibility because you're seeing Joe essentially tank himself again, but at least everybody around him is seeing that, which makes a huge difference. I think.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering about. I'm skipping ahead because this is, we've been renewed for season 3.
Yeah.
And we've told the story. Season 1 has been a long story. We've told the story. We've managed to get Joe Carroll back in his full Joe Carroll-ness with followers and everything else. I just don't see how season 3 is going to be another season of Joe Carroll and a whole new group of followers killing a bunch of people. I don't know how that's going to be possible. I don't think Joe Carroll's going to make it out of season 2.
I didn't think he was going to make it out of season 1.
He didn't.
Well,
as far as we knew
didn't.
At that time. We thought it was
really
tied
don't
up
think
with a
he's
nice
going to make it
pretty
out of
little
season
bow.
2.
Okay, well and I was thinking the same thing, and I was thinking, well, maybe they're going to kill off Joe, and then it'll be Lily Gray will be but apparently
No.
That's not happening.
It's Emma.
You think it's going to be Emma?
It's always been Emma.
It's always been Emma.
In my heart.
That swan neck killed you. She got that long 14.5-inch neck, and you lost it. That was the end of the line for you.
That's all it took.
Never get her on the show.
No, not now that she's all creeped out by you. All right. Well, I want to talk about Emma and Robert. Now, Robert is doing the dirty here for Joe. I mean, he's out and about. He's running all these commandos. He's basically turned the cult of love into the cult of murder for Joe. So where do we think Robert's going from here out?
I think Robert's going to do whatever he has to do to survive. I think he's a survivalist, I think he adapts to his environment and wants to make sure he's at the highest ranking he could possibly be. And it's all about self-preservation for him. That's what I believe. We saw how quickly he switched from being a follower from Joe Carroll to then a Korban follower, and then Joe came back, and just how quickly he switched his allegiance in that regard.
Well, he had a little help from a little bunk bed.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like how long?
He's easily swayed now, isn't he?
I mean,
How long can that now?
You get me in the bunk bed with old
So
Emma.
what happened in the bunk bed, Joe?
What happened to the bunk bed?
Well,
Joe?
as I recall, Emma and Robert they talked really late under the covers.
Yes.
They snuggled.
Was there
Can you spell that for me,
They
please?
had a wrestling match.
Can you spell snuggled?
No, wait. No. So here's the question, though. Emma gave Robert
Is it SCH?
SCH. Yes,
Okay.
it's a CH. It's a CH sound.
Yeah. All right.
Emma gave Robert some good loving, but how long can that good loving live? I mean, how long can that last before he goes, I'm driving around in the snow with a bunch of heads, killing dudes. I'm over it. Do you think is Robert going to ride this all the way out? What do you think?
I do. He isn't the wrong guy. That's
That's a fair point. When it comes to Valerie Curry, you're like, no, she looked at me twice.
Why wouldn't he?
I drove to Europe. I just took my car and drove it right into the ocean.
Nando?
Yes.
Do you think Robert is going to ride this whole thing out?
I think Robert's going to ride Emma again, yes.
I don't think he has too much of a conscience to go on, you know?
Right.
I think he will do whatever is asked of him. I think he's a very good soldier, and he'll do his job, and he will do it well, and he will be top ranking.
I would have liked to have seen, actually, the whole, is there a dissenter in the midst? You know, when Joe got shot at. He was like, I thought I got rid of every single untrustworthy, person in here. I would have liked to have seen him go a little crazier and do some damage to Korban himself. Maybe kill Robert, because he didn't trust Robert. So I'm really curious to see what use Robert really ultimately is to the plot of this story.
But Robert is really his number one connection. Maybe he surpassed it by now, but it was his first and only connection between himself as a new leader and the entire congregation that is Korban.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of red bodies on the floor right now.
Literal red shirts.
A lot of red shirts.
Something just occurred to me, which I should say for predictions, but I'm going to go in right now.
Do it.
Joe Braswell, the early prediction.
Kingston Tanner is a follower.
I was going to say the same thing. I don't trust him.
Kingston Tanner is a follower.
Tom Cavanaugh's character, lovely portrayal. I'm enjoying it. I don't trust it. Something stinks.
I didn't want to realize that was Tom Cavanaugh, by the way, but that was so Joel Osteen. But Tim Cavanaugh is a follower, and Tim Cavanaugh. Kingston Tanner is a follower, and I think that this whole thing with the son and the killing, I feel like that this is all a big ruse.
It's all a big facade.
One big facade.
No one saw that movie but me. It's facade. I know it's facade, but it's a joke from a movie.
No one saw that movie.
No, but seriously, I really do. I think that's it. I think that whatever this big showdown is at the church next week, and whatever will be happen in episode 15 as well, will carry over into season 3. Where I always thought there was something where Joe Carroll will take over Kingston's place and become some sort of televangelist and have a larger following. But I really think that the more sinister thing is that Kingston Tanner is a follower of Joe Carroll's, and Joe is gonna either use Kingston as some sort of Cyrano puppet master guy to get more followers, or there'll be some sort of merger. I don't know, but Kingston has a lot of power, a lot of followers, and I think that there'll be something where I'm really going off. There'll be something where Kingston maybe forgives Joe and brings Joe in and asks all of his followers to forgive Joe. Something's weird. I don't know.
Something smells wrong. I agree with you on that. Yeah. I don't know. It may be just as simple as Kingston not caring about his son and willing to trade his son for whatever publicity he's going to get out of this thing. That's a possibility.
Maybe true.
Or he may have gone to the same academy that Joe did. He may have had a similar teaching experience.
They're setting Joe and Kingston up as sort of
there's something.
They're like they're two sides of the coin.
Yeah, definitely.
A good a good leader, and a good sort of evangelist leader, and a bad evangelist leader. Sort of
I just feel like this would be too far planned out if Kingston Tanner was a follower. It would be way too far planned out.
Unlike Mike Weston being a follower, which clearly is just a no-brainer.
They said in the previews there is a twist you will not see coming.
And actually, you know what? When it said coming, I noticed they had a shot of Mike right there. Look at it again. Look at it again. A twist you will not see coming.
Mike Weston.
Coming, Mike Weston.
Jesus.
Same shot. Same shot.
Guys, Ryan Hardy is a follower.
No question about it. It has to be.
It's official.
I love it. All right, I want to talk about Joe and Ryan. I want to talk about these two guys having their first sit down together this season. Nando Velasquez, what did you think of that scene?
I loved it. It was great. I wrote down a couple of things on it because just the banter was so great. Let me give you a hug. No, I'm good. I missed you. Yeah, me too, buddy. It's just
buddy.
Funny.
That's my favorite line. I don't know why.
Me too,
Ryan.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Ryan totally, he's obviously handcuffed or whatever. He's constrained, and yet he's still acting like he's in control. I was actually surprised he didn't bring up Claire.
I thought he was. I think he was thinking about it.
I think he was thinking about it too.
He really wanted to. Do you miss her? It's all he can do to not get
everything
it back.
within
She's
his power.
alive.
She says hi.
Yeah. No, I think he's holding all that back.
That was impressive, man.
Great scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's the kind of stuff I missed from from season 1, at least the beginning of season 1, when the shoe was on the other foot and it was Joe in prison, and they had some really cool banter. I really missed that.
I liked the sort of lead-in to that entire scene with Emma obviously being panicked and saying that Joe loses the ability to think clearly when it comes to Ryan. So we have that notion in his closest confidant coming out, and then we get this amazing scene, which is super quippy, but we realize that Joe is under so much stress and trying to hold all this together and build this entire new following, and he's such a loose cannon. So I thought it was just a really interesting dynamic, and knowing that Ryan Hardy knows that he's not in super control, that Joe is not in crazy super control like he has been in the past, and sort of using that to his advantage in the way that he speaks to him. I thought that was kind of fun.
Right.
I like the approach that Kevin Bacon's taking with Ryan this year. He seems it's much more fun to watch. You know, last year we had the heart murmur, and we had
the full-blown pacemaker.
Right?
Yeah.
We had the
that
whole
thing.
thing going on, and he was everything was there was so much angst and so much and this year it seems like Kevin Bacon's taking a step back and he's gone, you know what, we're gonna have a little fun. And these scenes, they seem a lot more fun. Like this last year, this same exact scene would have been fraught with just angst and anxiety, and there would have been torture and pain. And this year they went, you know, we don't need to do that. We're going to make this a little more fun. These two guys are in the same room together. They're having what essentially is kind of a funny conversation. It's a good time. Yeah. And Ryan at no point feels. Is it because, what do you think? He's gotten the character like beyond the point of caring whether he lives or dies?
Well, I mean, you talk about Kevin Bacon's. You talk about Kevin Bacon's
he's
portrayal,
like,
or you talking about Ryan Hardy as a character?
Well, I mean, they're one and the same. Doesn't matter. The same thing.
I think that, like, at a certain point, these guys, both these guys, sort of realize that they're in this sort of hyper, sort of this really sort of hyper real world, and I think that, like, the Ryan Hardy and the Joe Carroll, you know, whether it's James Purfoy and Kevin Bacon, they sort of feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like that they're about, like, really having fun at this point, as opposed to really taking the whole, like you said, taking the whole thing so serious. So in that room together, it's all about these characters are larger than life. They're over the top. Let's play them as such. And so I feel like Joe Carroll is very much like smirky, like, how you doing, Ryan? And Ryan, it's that scene has a lot more weight when they're played like as super swagged out alpha males who are smirking at each other, rather than super serious guys who are going to stare each other down. It works so much better this way, when they're kind of like joking and quipping back and forth, rather than, like you said, if it were last season, they might have been like ice grilling each other back and
no
forth.
Doubt.
And I preferred it this way so much more.
I completely agree. I think it's a lot more fun to watch.
I feel like there's been a shift of characterization and focus in the two characters, whereas last season, Ryan was the one who was sort of off the rails and always drunk and you know, gone rogue and doing everything that he can to get to Joe. And Joe was the one who was super laser focused and always in control. And now, even though Ryan is in Joe's captivity, even though it's sort of completely on purpose. I just like that shift of power that we're recognizing now, and to see Joe sort of grasping at straws to in sort of a manic sort of way, talking about their friendship and what'd he say? That real friends speak the harshest of truths, and getting really deep with him and really trying to make a connection with him, and Ryan finally being like, okay, dude,
right.
Like playing it off like, dude's effing crazy.
Right, so you're my best friend, right?
We're besties, BFFs.
And you were saying before that, did I miss that Batman Joker? Very.
Yes, I've been saying it for a while. They can't survive without each
There's
other.
no you
and
without
now
me.
Yeah.
Joe has really really made that point very clear. Like, without me, there is no you. Without you, there is no me. We cannot survive without each other. We need each other.
You complete me.
Just like Batman and the
Nando.
Joker.
Just like.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Or
Thanks for pointing
Hannibal
that out,
and Will.
Nando. Or like Hannibal and
Hannibal and Will.
Perhaps I've said it about both. Perhaps I bring Batman and Joker into every show I cover.
No, it's good.
That is the only
Such a
thing I know.
nerd. You're such a nerd.
My Little Pony. It's just like.
I got nothing. All right.
Flippo and I are Batman and Joker.
Yes.
Yes.
Except I'm not sure who's Batman.
I know exactly who's Batman.
You can tell us?
Me.
I'm Batman.
Yes.
I want to talk briefly about the follower in the room,
Mike Weston.
Mike Weston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Weston.
This episode.
No, no.
All I know is like when Max is on the computer, Mike Weston's like leaning over, like doing the whole like leaning on her shoulder, like looking over the computer too. There's so many moves where
What you doing?
what you doing on the computer there? All right, let me get the keystroke here for you. Anyway, do it already.
He's just getting a little extra super duper
Mike
close.
and Max, just enough already.
do it. Guys.
There's the part of me that likes watching TV shows and getting led down the primrose path, and that feels like Max and Mike should hook up. Then there's the other part of me that goes, no, you are way in over your head, Mike. You are not qualified for that. That's all I have to say about that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it's the truth. It's the truth.
He's super cool, badass, adorable.
All right, fine. No, he's not. He's not
Yes, he is.
qualified for Max. She's got perfect lips. It's ridiculous.
You want to save Max for yourself? You can already have Claire. You can't have both.
Yes, I can. In my fantasy, I can have them all.
Greedy, greedy mofo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's all bad. You can have Valerie Curie. You can have. She's all yours.
I'll take her.
All right, Nando Velasquez. We got to talk about Mike Weston, and you are the resident Mike Weston expert.
Even though you don't believe anything I say about him.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'm the expert that you don't believe in. You have no faith in me, so I'm not going to say a word.
Tell us about the follower Mike Weston, please. Tell me what you thought of this whole thing.
Well, look, I mean, obviously, if he is a follower, and I love entertaining the thought. So, actually, someone on YouTube from last week's show was like, I don't think Mike Weston's a follower, and they gave this whole long thing, and it's like, okay, fine, but you know what? We're going to have a twist. It's going to be something, and I'm probably going to be right. But, look, we know he's going off the deep end. I mean, Ryan even said it when he had Lily Gray at gunpoint. Don't do this. This is me. You're turning into me. Mike is off the deep end, and Lily Gray was never part of Joe Carroll's plan, so really there's no attachment to her. But every single time, like, there hasn't really been any major clue this episode to say Mike Weston's a follower. If anything, everything that's been going on this episode has just been him going off the deep end with Lily Gray. That's been about it.
Are you saying Mike Weston's not a follower?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
You
that.
going on record right now and just saying you were wrong about Mike Weston being a follower?
Nope. Just saying that Mike Weston is unraveling. I will say this: at the very least, if he's not a follower, he will turn into one. Kind of like Preston. Unofficially is a follower.
Preston.
Well, we got to talk about that, but I want to finish up with Mike before we get to Preston. You know, he's in a vulnerable position, right? And vulnerable, that's when you join a cult, is when you're vulnerable.
Yes.
So you're saying that this could lead him
Down a path.
Yes. To the dark side.
Yes.
All right.
It happened to Anakin Skywalker.
Happened to Anakin.
Yeah. I could see it happening.
All right, I buy it. No, I don't buy it. But I'm impressed.
So not buying.
I will tell you this. I love that scene. I love the way they shot that scene. I love the way they shot Lily Gray. I love that there was no ambiguity. There was blood in the snow. There was blood on the shirt. There was blood in her mouth. It's not like we're playing a game where she's like, she has a magical Lily Gray bulletproof vest somewhere.
Like
poor
her
Lily
son
Gray.
Luke, who you cannot kill.
She's not unkillable like Luke.
Well, we don't know that.
That's true. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, wait till next week.
She only got shot at close range by a 9mm in the
Just
chest
like
three
three
times. She's fine.
It's only like 3 times.
But do we not? We don't know that she's. I mean, we assume she's dead, but we don't know that she's.
We don't
dead.
know for sure that she's dead. Although I have some. I mean, that's three shots, 9mm that
Family
close.
You guys did this last week with
Superhuman.
Mandy. Mandy was dead, and you guys, we spent 10 minutes saying, Mandy might not be dead. I'm saying
I don't
she's
say
dead.
that.
Yeah.
Mandy's
I didn't
so
say
dead.
that.
You guys were
Mandy's
down,
dead.
and Mandy was so dead last week.
Mandy is 100%.
She was well,
Oh,
she
Mandy's
is
dead.
now. It's official now. But
That was a
last week
very-
you guys had doubt, and I said these guys sleep with dead people. I mean, this family.
And they eat with dead people,
yeah.
as we've established.
So it's
I
But
just
they
thought-
don't die themselves. Luke is
Lily Gray.
unkillable.
Lily Gray is dead. Okay, she's totally dead. I'm calling it right here. Time of death. 10:59 Monday night. Whatever it was.
or 11:45.
No,
but I got you.
Yeah, she's dead.
Fair enough.
Doornail.
Done.
Right.
Doornail dead.
Boom.
enough.
Boom.
Mic
Drop
drop.
that mic.
Good night,
Boom.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
All right.
Man, I thought Mandy's death would be a little more sort of like spectacular. As I thought Mandy's death as a central character would be a little more.
Yeah, I was
That's what
disappointed.
threw me off. I'm like, oh, she can't die. That's kind of a
Well,
weak
to be
death.
honest, I love Lily Gray. I wish she'd stay alive. I kind of
gonna
bummed
miss her.
at how she left. So.
I mean, it felt like Mandy was just written out of the show. I mean,
Yeah.
not to go back to the scenes, but it felt like one of those things where, like, you're written out of the
You
show,
know,
and it's like,
It's interesting you say that because that happens a lot with guest
Yeah.
stars. Because guest stars get booked on other shows or after pilot season or something, and maybe they said,
but
okay,
there was no. I mean, it was kind of sort of it was sort of lazy how in this episode there was no mention of Mandy. Like, didn't show a corpse, nothing. It's like we found the remains of Mandy. I'm like, that's it. That's her whole ish right there.
oops.
That's all she
You know?
gets.
So I don't know.
Well, maybe she had pressing business elsewhere.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Let's.
I'm gonna miss Lily though.
I'm sorry.
Can
I'm
we
also
talk?
gonna miss Lily.
Lemieux, can we talk?
What just happened?
Love you,
Our
Nando.
I
producer,
just got a text that made me laugh. From
our producer says I sound like Joan Rivers.
true.
Would you please?
Texting you that?
Would you?
I'm sorry. I did a bad job of hiding that text, Steve Lemieux.
Would you please? Would you please tell Julia she looks fabulous?
You look fabulous, Julia.
I love it. I can hear that all day.
Oh, I love it.
I like how you called him Kathleen Turner, but
Flippo, you should wear a different color. Just go for a different color.
Something new.
Something new,
fresh.
something fresh.
Fashion Police.
I love
Here it
it.
is.
All right.
Let's talk about Courtney and Preston.
Yes.
And you and I have already discussed that we have our suspicions about Kingston, about Dad, Mr. Tom Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
So what are your
He's a
thoughts?
follower.
You think he's a follower?
I'm locked in.
And I say I don't know if he's a follower
I don't
agree.
or if he's just a
You guys think
opportunistic
I'm
shady.
crazy for thinking Mike's a follower, and you guys are like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking about
I don't
it.
think he's a follower. That shows a little bit too much scope and for
Max
Joe
would sooner
Carroll.
Max
You
would
know?
sooner be a follower
He doesn't
than
think
Kingston.
that far ahead.
I'm not going to say follower for Kingston, but I will
Season
say
one?
something. I will say something's going on. I can't imagine that Joe. That Joe. I mean, he seemed really mad watching Kingston on the TV. He seemed really genuinely like taken aback and pissed off, and it seemed like
Maybe
the
he's
idea.
like an old college rival
That's what
or
I'm
something.
That could be the other
They
thing.
knew each
Like,
other
they
in sort
knew
of
each
the past
other.
life.
There's gonna be a flashback to them, like
there's history there. I just don't think that the history is that he's a follower of Joe Carroll.
No, I bet they went to the same school. I bet
Yeah.
that they both trained under what's his name?
Under
Under Doctor
surgeon guy.
Doctor Cuts him up.
Dr.
yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Cuts him up.
Cuts him up.
It's a possibility. Actually, I like that possibility. That's a good.
That's what I
possibility.
think the deal's going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot more.
But what do we think about his boy
Is that
Preston?
Scandinavian? What is that? Dr. Cuts him up?
Cuts him up.
What is that?
Do we think Preston is? Do we think Preston's in on this, or do we think Preston's
No,
an innocent?
I think Preston is collateral damage.
You think he's collateral damage?
Yeah, I think he's been thrown to the wolves. I think he's weak. I think maybe if there's some sort of connection between Joe and what's the
Kingston?
Kingston.
This is sort of the I don't know. This is sort of he's the sacrificial lamb.
He's
in
okay.
essence.
Because it doesn't seem like Kingston's particularly screwed up about his kid being
No,
missing.
he's like, I gotta go on camera and talk about it.
Yeah.
Pray and go on.
Pray, and I got my hand doing the pray hand thing right here in
Yeah.
the middle.
By the way, it was really
Yes.
just side note. It's just really interesting how we went from Claire wanting to be on TV, Carrie not wanting her, Kingston wanting to be on. Everyone's like wants to be on TV or not on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
That is my favorite thing about this show this season is that whenever
was very
you need
fun.
to be watching TV, they happen to be watching TV.
Yeah.
Joe
Yes.
Carroll watches TV like a mar.
I don't know when he has time for anything else.
Joe
It's like-
Carroll's always
Like
watching
a what?
TV.
Like, what's going on?
Like an MF. Like a mar. Lemieux. I didn't want to do it. But like he watched that dude is always watching TV.
He's
Joe
not.
Carroll.
Yeah, it is very very convenient.
I think he employs TV watchers who come and get him when it's something of importance.
Joe, you gotta watch now, Joe.
He's always like, I'm already watching. This is the wine.
Don't
He's
interrupt.
swirling the wine.
He's got Update America on his TiVo.
Update America.
Season pass.
Well, my heart definitely went out. My heart went out to Preston. Preston's had a rough go on these last couple days. He watches his girlfriend
get her throat
Yeah.
slit.
throat slit.
That was a rough. You with me?
Throat. No, she got her throat slit, not
All right.
slut. That was different.
All right. She there it is. No, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was a brutal scene, by the way.
That was grim.
It was a brutal sequence. Like the whole him. We're all out of like no. when he had to stab the.
I couldn't believe he did it. I really didn't think he was going to do it.
No, but he did it.
No,
I thought he was going to be
was-
righteous and God fearing.
It was one of those like
I don't
long
know.
sequences where I thought like, well, he's gonna do it. Of course he's gonna do it. Joe's gonna make him do it. I understand this. And then when Ryan interjected, I thought like, oh no, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. And then when he did it, I'm like, no, it was really well done.
Yeah.
Really well done. I just, but that also makes me believe that
Yes.
he's in on the thing.
It makes me believe that his father is
with
in
his
on
dad,
this
the
in some
follower.
sort of capacity.
Yeah, I don't know. It's,
I don't know. He didn't seem too cut up about it. He didn't seem to really grapple
no,
with stabbing
yeah,
her or
he
not.
did. That's not
I thought
fair.
he
Grappled
did.
with it, but I don't think that he was raised
Yeah.
in such a way.
He was
where
on his
he
knees
thought,
sobbing.
Like, if I stab this girl, my soul is condemned to hell. The way that he seemed to have been raised by his father.
Oh, well, who
So he was
believes
like,
that garbage?
What?
I'm sorry, but I mean that come on, that is
Joe
that is an
Sanfelippo.
overly simplistic view of anything. And if you've read that book enough times,
what that? You mean the Bible?
that's what I'm
What
talking about. There's
book?
plenty of
Where do I find
things
that
in that
book?
book to tell you to go stab that chick.
that book. The contempt.
I'm not contempt. It's just the truth. There's plenty of things in that book that he could use to justify what he did.
Some
I
of
don't
us,
think he
some of us
grappled
call
with
it
it
the
enough.
Bible.
Some of us.
All right, that book
know.
called the Bible. But I don't know, man. I don't think that's fair. I thought he grappled with it. I thought he felt terrible and destroyed and
Yeah.
I don't know if you were raised with a father who was this super public preacher, and you've been in front of the world as a God-fearing child and now young adult. Don't you think? I don't know. Don't you think you would?
Well,
I don't know.
I
I honestly don't know.
I
I
guess-
was not raised in this way, but I thought I would. I'd take the knife myself.
Let me ask you a question.
That would
I
look
see.
good.
Now, Dad does not strike me as a particularly.
God would like that more.
Yes, God would probably like that more. But I don't think that Dad, the example that Dad has set has not been, I mean, it's not like Kingston has set the example of the poor, give it all away. I live in a very, very small way. I don't need
Doesn't
attention.
live humbly.
He's in a mansion. He's got a $5,000 suit on. He's on TV every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
This guy is a hypocrite of the first order. That's what they're setting him up to be. And I mean, a rich man can get into heaven. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. I believe that's in the book we were discussing, right?
Yeah.
That one book.
Yeah. So I mean, there at some point maybe the kid is looked at the hypocrisy of his father. I really that's the age too. You take that, and he was saying to his girlfriend, "Let's have a quickie," which is not particularly Christian. Before they went back in the house, I would imagine he's getting his distance from his dad. So if Dad, my 2 cents is if Dad is in on this, or if Dad was a follower. I think Preston will probably go the other way, but if Dad is not, I think Preston will. Whatever way Dad is going to go, I think Preston's going to go the opposite way. That's what I think. I don't see any big reunion between Kingston and Preston in the future.
All right.
That's my thought.
You don't see
I think-
either of them sacrificing themselves for the other.
No, they don't seem a particularly sacrificial family.
All right.
And here's the only thing. I'm watching that scene. I'm like, all right, Preston, why don't you just try and stab Joe?
Right.
That's the thing about those scenes. I always like, why didn't you just try and stab him?
Yeah.
Just get one good jab in there.
Well,
You
no,
can do it.
he's got machine guns on him.
So you'll get shot.
You'll get
You're
one.
gonna get killed either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the heroic thing that I would think. I would imagine I'd like to do, but I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk briefly about Luke and Mark?
Briefly.
What do you think's going to happen with Luke and Mark now?
Well, they're gonna be pissed. That's the first thing.
And they'll be a little mad.
I suspect they're going to be angry.
They're gonna be very pissed. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this is they're yeah. I think that they're gonna be very, very angry. They're gonna definitely be going after Mike Weston. They've already gone after everything Mike Weston loves already. The mother killed his father, and that's horrible. I don't know. My other sort of larger prediction. I really believe that Emma is going to. I'm just prediction right now. Maybe it's just theories. Theories.
Theories.
Maybe we're in theories right now.
We've had theories before.
Okay, theories. I really believe that Emma is going to end up leaving Joe. I think Emma's going to be sick of Joe's whatever. Emma and Robert are going to break out and team up with the twins and start their own little joint.
Theories.
Theories.
No, that would make
More
sense
than
because
Theories.
Joe's falling apart again.
Yeah.
just like he did last time.
But he's got his buddy Kingston.
Joe's
He's gonna
slightly
reunite
manic
with.
right now.
He is,
right?
and especially when that thing came, when the poem came, got read.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is what's gonna. I predicted this 2 or 3
What are
weeks
the
ago.
predictions you got up that sleeve of yours?
I know,
This
but
is
I-
not-
I'm sorry.
This is
What
Nostra Braswellius.
theories do you have?
2 or 3 week predictions.
Braswell Adamus.
But no, this is my prediction or my theory may come
You
true.
tell me.
I just said that the second Joe finds out about Claire, it's gonna jack up the whole Emma Joe thing, and Emma's gonna be pissed and be off doing her thing, her own thing. Because Emma's strong. Emma's a leader. Emma knows how to do this, and Emma's like, real. She keeps it 100. She's
She's a little bit more grounded right
yeah.
now
She's
than
like
Joe is.
Joe's all over the place. She's like, no, I can run this shit.
She's grounded, but she's also
Stuff.
her character has been a little annoying because it's just been like Joe, I don't like this. Joe, I don't like
Oh,
this. Joe, I don't like this.
that's not fair
No.
because they're writing her that because they keep writing Joe doing this idiot stuff and then they have to kind of like, okay, well, in order for this not to seem ridiculous, we have to have a foil here. We have to have someone at least call him out and be like, what are you doing?
But that's what she's been regulated to. Just
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I don't like about it.
I think Joe has been struggling for power and to regain the power that he had in the past, even though it will never be the same. And Emma has never taken her eye off the prize.
Yeah.
You know, she's stayed focused this entire time where he's just like, I need the recognition.
Which I'm not sure what
I
that
need the
prize
adoration.
is.
I don't know what that is either,
Well,
but
the only reason I think Emma is not quite the leader is because she doesn't have any aspirations to. She has no cause. Her only cause is following Joe and being in love with Joe. So if she's disillusioned with Joe, her cause can become either killing Joe or discrediting Joe. But I don't, that Emma's not one to be like, I just want to be, the leader.
do you think she might find her voice, though, and find her own cause and lead her own?
I feel like her voice will be like, I've had it with Joe. I need revenge on Joe. I'm going to team up with the twins and Robert, my new man, and we're going to take him down.
Well, I gotta say there's a big difference between someone who has the charisma to bring people to them and people who are good managers. And it sounds like it seems to me that Joe is a crap manager, but his charisma is enormous, right?
Yes.
So Emma is a good manager and she's good at figuring out, hey, here's what we got to do next. Here's a strategy we can do. But as far as eliciting loyalty, I don't think that she has that charisma. I mean, she got Robert, but that's more of a one-on-one situation when they were talking in the bunk bed under the covers.
She got 2 bisexual guys in the shower in season 1.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Why do I bother talking about snuggling and talking under the covers?
I don't know.
It's a waste of energy.
Stooping.
But I don't think she has the energy. So I'm not the charisma. I don't think. But Joe, I would argue that Joe had more power this season than he had last season almost because this cult that he adopted, they had ceremony and he never had any ceremony in his past cult, and ceremony ties people in. I would argue that if he'd kept this together and they hadn't gotten caught, I would imagine he actually was in a better position this year than last year. But again, he can't keep it going. Can't keep it up.
Fair enough.
All right, well, I think it's time to talk about news and gossip. We got any news and gossip?
We have,
No, we don't.
No, we have some shout outs.
You got some shout-outs? We got some
shout-outs.
tickety-tickety?
Yes, we do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Tickety-tickety.
I've got YouTube up.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Nando Velasquez, a.k.a. Kathleen Turner, a.k.a. Joan Rivers.
Dave 1555.
Yes, I have him.
Okay.
And oh wow, are you posting on YouTube? Because there's someone here called I'm Clueless.
Oh, that's mean-spirited. Oh,
Man, you know what? It's his alter ego, Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers has 50 years of zingers.
Have I been taken down by Joan Rivers?
It's 50 years of zingers.
You know what? If I'm going to get taken down, I'll get taken down by Joan Rivers.
And Brent William Henry, who for some reason says, we also do Hannibal. So Brent William Henry posted just a little while ago, Nando, why are you so perfectly fine with Miriam last being alive but not Claire Matthews? And the answer is because Claire Matthews isn't part of some ingenious plot by a mastermind to cause all sorts of havoc. It's just a stunt to make you happy because your favorite actress is
Well,
on
you know
TV.
what?
That's about it.
Success.
Please. And I'm not 100% okay with Miriam, but she definitely at least makes more sense. Anyway,
Right.
Jeffrey Trotter, Super October 71, Jinger Bar, Aquarius 1934. Wow, he's old. Tia Miles, Miss Lean, Tiffany F, Aquarius. Oh, that was Aquarius again. Gachan, Boyd Leschner, Forever Me, 1969, Tickled Lady, Quan Flu.
Tickled Tea Lady.
Tickled Tea Lady, Quan Flu, Please Read. And Please Read. I like that one. That was cool. And he didn't really post anything.
I got a couple Twitter people. I got Natalie Taglienti.
Oh.
Were you going to say that?
No.
Oh. Sorry. Who else do I have? Where did it go? I have Ivan Noir. And... oh, dear. George Back. And that's what I got right now.
Flippo, who do you have?
Nobody.
And by the way, most of the people on YouTube agree with me. Why the hell's Claire on the show? Just so you know.
Well, y'all are crazy.
Just so you know.
Y'all are out your minds. Claire is on the show because she's an amazing and wonderful person.
What about iTunes?
What about iTunes? I didn't look it up.
All right. Let's get into predictions, kids. Let's get into some of these here predictions.
You want to tell people? You want to
Your
thank people?
AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to tell people about that too.
Yes.
What do we got to tell people about?
I want to thank them
iTunes.
for joining us.
Yeah,
on
of course.
iTunes.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us on iTunes. And if you have downloaded us on iTunes, we do appreciate ratings. That's how your friends find us. We love Joe. What is it we love?
Fives.
Excellent. And now everybody's awake.
Sorry.
If you are downloading us on iTunes and care to check us out, go to YouTube and check us out on YouTube. Some of us aren't bad to look at.
And actually, people like Ebert311, Hectic Diva, and Pac-Man93, thank you very much for your ratings and commenting on iTunes. They all gave us 5s.
Excellent.
Yeah, you
Yes.
did.
Excellent,
Thank
excellent,
you.
And
excellent.
Marcus Can't, I think I read that one last time. Marcus Can't, you rocks.
All right. Now can we do predictions?
Sure.
Yes. Wait. I'm kidding, guys.
Julia Braswell. No, Julia Cearley. I'm looking at him. I'm talking to
Did
you.
something happen that we didn't?
All right, I guess we have to
last week?
skip. We have to skip you both. Nando Velasquez. What's your What's your prediction?
I think next week we're gonna get a big twist. I think Mike's a follower. I think he's a follower. I think that's all I need to say. I will be cheering next week. That's what I predict. And
That's
I
it?
predict we're not gonna see Korban anymore. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank God.
predict
R.I.P.
a
Colin.
twist.
Thank God.
big
Not Korban
twist.
God.
You can never give me crap about my predictions ever again.
Really? Talk to me next week when
a
Mike
big
comes out as a
twist.
follower. Talk to me next week when Mike comes out as a follower.
Oh.
Talk to me then.
I will
talk to me then.
I will talk to you
Yes,
then.
you will talk to me,
Don't
and I will
be
be saying,
mean to
"I
me,
told you
Nando."
so."
I am worried about you. I think Nando's gone completely off the rails. He's having moments of grandiose, mad, narcissistic rage.
I'm going to stick to my prediction that Kingston.
No one asked you yet.
All right.
Julia Cearley, what's your prediction?
I predict Carrie Cook.
That's not even a prediction. That's a name. That's not even a
Something's gonna
prediction.
happen with Carrie Cook.
That's a name.
She might
predict George Washington.
die soon. You be nice. I need to find who it was on Twitter. Be nice to Julia. Yeah.
So you're thinking that
I
Carrie's
predict
going to be
Carrie
killed?
Cook.
I mean,
She something's gonna happen with her.
I will be sad, and it will make me weepy inside.
You know what? Actually, I think that Carrie Cook and Claire are gonna go a little head to head once Claire finds out that Ryan's been banging Carrie, and because Carrie's gonna get a little jealous.
You know how that
Claire's
gets.
back. You know how those ladies get. Big, whatever. Leave me alone.
No, you were trying.
no. Keep going. This is great. I need to learn from you. I need to do predictions like
Hit her with
this.
the car. All right, Joe Braswell, please. What are your predictions? And we got throwing pens. Now we can keep it together, kids. Mr. Braswell,
I
prediction,
predict that
please.
Kingston Tanner is a follower.
I think that's a good
I
prediction.
also predict that,
That was
Emma
Stevie's.
will be leaving Joe Carroll and forming her own thing with the twins and Robert.
Yeah.
I also believe, I'm going to go one step further, I believe season 3 will be all about Joe Carroll and Ryan Hardy working together to stop Emma and their new cult.
So it'll be a buddy cop show in season 3.
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
48 hours.
I got it.
48 hours.
Ryan and Joe, R&J.
got?
I have a prediction.
What
Here's
you
my
got?
prediction. I believe that Kingston and Joe are. I don't believe Kingston's a follower, but I believe they had the same. I believe they both studied under the illustrious Dr. Strauss, and I believe that Dr. Strauss probably taught Kingston lots of fun games. So I think that we're going to find out that Kingston and Joe studied under the same guy, and I think that Preston is we're going to find out some stuff about Preston, but I'm not sure what it is. But it's going to be interesting. But I think that's what we're going to find out.
Are we going to go back to Korban? Is Korban done?
No, Corbin's over.
Thank
Corbin
God.
is over. Corbin is love. Corbin is done.
No more white masks.
Oh, I'm gonna miss Corbin like a hemorrhoid. I'm so happy that that's done.
Kevin Williamson, man, he loves a mask and he loves to stab people.
He does, and he just
Everyone's death
yeah.
by knife with a mask.
Step.
All right. Nando Velasquez, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Nandovel, Nandovel, and here on AfterBuzz for a bunch of shows.
Mr.
Including
Braswell.
Orphan Black.
Orphan Black.
Yeah, we're doing our first show tomorrow. We're just previewing season 1 in anticipation for next week. when
Well,
season
that's
2 starts.
exciting.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Joseph Braswell, where can we find you, sir?
My name's Joe Braswell. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Joe K. Braswell. And here doing Mad Men
Yes.
with Sterling and Matt Lieberman and you, Joe Sanfelippo.
Indeed.
As well as Base Motel, Hannibal. And
Blacklist.
Blacklist.
With all of us.
With all of us.
This is exciting. And Julia Cearley, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram with my name, which is Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley.
And on TV soon.
What?
Spoiler alert, next show. Where can we find you?
We can talk about it?
No.
All right, so you can find me on the Twitters at Joe Flippo, JoeFlippo, and my website is josephsanflippo.com. It was a pleasure taking care of you guys this week. We will talk to you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.